Hi friends, how are you doing today? So welcome back to another video from Globally Yours, and I have been kind of overwhelmed with your support and the love that you have shown in my previous video, and thank you once again for really making the previous video a success. But I do have a small regret. I see that a lot of you or a lot of your activity is just you are just viewing and not really subscribing my channel. If you feel that you are getting informative video and content, please do share and subscribe my channel, and I would share my contact details, and please do share the video, watch, provide your comments, and I am getting interesting comments, so thank you once again for that as well. I would share my Instagram handle in terms of like for some of you to get connected with me so that I could help more, and thank you once again for all of the support. So now, without any further delay, let's begin our today's video. Wonderful. So let's start today with one of the continuing topics that we have had from the previous video, which is about the price and the expenses that are needed for applying the UK skilled worker visa. Now I have got like certain comments from some of you about the different costs that come along with the visa application, and what are those costs, and what are some of the like ways of recovering the cost if there are any. The first cost that come to my mind is about the English language requirement that the visa applications should have, or anybody who's applying for a visa should be kind of providing, right? So there are two ways of meeting this English language requirement. Number one is to give like an exam. So there is like an English language exam, certified exam or approved exam that you can give. So there are 4 different types of providers. You can follow along, like these are the providers that give you the opportunity to give a test and then give a score, and based on that score you can provide the proof that you have sufficient knowledge of English to apply, right? So that's one thing. Number 2 is to kind of evaluate your degree. So you may have like a university degree, whatever be the degree, which is again relevant to the job, and you can evaluate the degree through approved organizations. So one of the premier organization that does this kind of assessment is ECCTIS. So I will share like what is the exact process of doing the evaluation in a later video. But if we come to the cost of it, it is around 140 to 180 pounds. So that means if you go with your ECCTIS evaluation, you will have to spend around 140 pounds, which is equivalent to like say 14,000 rupees. And if you want to evaluate, say for example you have a PhD degree and you want to evaluate your PhD degree, it's around 210 pounds, and so it is it comes to around 21,000 rupees. And remember, the degree evaluation does 2 things. One is it's evaluating your required educational skills related to the job. So some of these jobs definitely have a requirement of having a university degree, so that's number 1. which is being done using the degree evaluation. Number 2 is it's also evaluating your English language capabilities. So the report that you will get will contain the assessment that you have the right level of language proficiency, so that you can be successful in the job that you have got, or the offer that you have got. Okay, so these are the two things that the degree evaluation is kind of achieving. Talking about the English language requirement, the test that you can provide, and then there are different scores and then levels that you can have. So if we go through a quick glance of what exactly these requirements or these levels are, so there are 4 different types of assessment that is being done through these tests. So it is like the reading, writing, listening and speaking. So we have specific levels which you have to achieve if you are planning to give like an exam for the English proficiency, right? So you can do either one. You can specifically like go ahead and kind of complete the degree assessment, or you can provide, or you can take a test. Now, taking a test means that you will also have to pay, and this will be around 140 to 180 pounds, so which is something around 14,000 to 18,000 rupees in INR. You can convert all of these into your respective currency from the country that you are watching. Now that's the number one, that's the first expense that we will have. Okay, so the next one, the next requirement is the TB test. So the TB test is one of the medical requirements for some of the countries from where we apply. So the subcontinent countries are mostly like within that list where we need a TB test. So to do this test, there are like approved test centers once again, and the cost is mostly around 2,500 rupees. So it's 2,500 rupees in INR. Now this cost varies depending on the country. So in some other country it could be kind of higher, or it could be lower. So please do kind of validate that which country you are from and whether the TB test is a requirement in your visa application. So that's number 2.
Okay, so the next step is about the visa application fee, and this is a new service launched by the UK.gov. So here we'll select the country, so we'll select India and then click on next. So the category is like the work, and then click on next. So the next is the type of the visa. I will select the work application from outside UK, and then again click on the next step. So if you go now, the next part is the subcategory where I select the skilled worker, where certificate of sponsorship has been given for less than 3 years, and this is the final like result. So you see that it's like 64,744 is the visa application fee per person, whether it's the main applicant or the dependents. So let's do one more round of the same thing but with a different scenario. So here I select, again I will select the same country, and I will select the work visa type, and then again I will select the work applications outside UK, and then I will select this time I'll select like a shortage occupation for less than 3 years for the applicant and or the dependent. If I click next, if you see, this goes down to 49,620. So that is pretty much the difference that you see for different types of visa. And this is a new service. You can go through this service, use it to understand that what would be your visa application fee. And please mind that this is not IHS. Okay, next we calculate the immigration health surcharge. So here I will select like coming to the UK with dependents, and then I will select like 1, click on next. I click on like not in the UK and select the nationality as India, and then the visa route we will be selecting the skilled worker, and then let's give like a date of birth. Again, it's a sample date of birth, not the actual one. And then I select all my dependents are the same nationality. Okay, so I missed out on this one, so I will just select like skilled worker for 3 years. And then this is important, we have to give the correct start and end date of our employment, and this would determine the exact IHS fee. So if you are providing a date which is more than 3 years, it will calculate accordingly, and again the correct date of travel as well. So all these 3 dates are very important when we are applying for the visa. Next, let's click on calculate, and it does provide us with the total of 3744, which is like 1872 per person, which comes around 624 per person per year. Okay, so I have given like the total cost that you can see here for the entire expenses related to the visa applications for the main applicant and one of the dependent childs. So if you see, the total cost for the main applicant remains around 2600 GBP, which is around 266,000 INR, and for the dependent child it is around 206,000 INR. So, and again these costs will vary dependent on the exact scenario or of your application and what type of visa you're applying. So all the best for your kind of application.
Remember, all of these costs could be reimbursed by your employer depending on what kind of benefits your employer is providing, and this is a very important discussion that you should have with your employer even before starting with the entire process of this visa application. Lot of times the employers do not provide the reimbursement of the visa and any other associated costs, but there are also employers who provide the reimbursement, or they kind of compensate for the visa application and the IHS fee for you and for your dependents. Okay, so this is very important, and it completely depends on the policy of the employers, that how much they are going to pay you back, how much benefits or how much they are going to reimburse based on the overall job offer. Now you should be careful when you take up any offer that you get it in writing, maybe through your offer letter or through an email from the HR, the total policy of your visa application, like what kind of reimbursements you are getting, what are the policy, whether you are getting the visa expenses reimbursed for your family as well, what kind of relocation expense is kind of received by you. All of that should be in writing. So please be careful, and please make sure that you know the total cost and the expenses before you start your application process. So that's all for this video. Hope you like this video, and we will come again in the next video with some more important topic, and we will talk about the visa application process itself for the dependent and for the minor or for child, right? So please stay tuned, and please do comment me in the description box and provide me any kind of video that you would like to watch and get information on, and I would share all my contact details. Please do subscribe and share this video among your friends and family. Till then, tata, take care, bye.